friends, and welcome back to our channel. Here at Hens, Honey, and Horticulture, I am committed to sharing our flower farm with you every month of the year. So today we're going to be talking about everything that happened in the month of May. I'm going to start here on this side of our garden, and we have our strawberry patch as well as some basil planted down there. Our strawberries are starting to produce, and the kids are picking them just as fast as they come. Luckily, they do have several flushes throughout the year, so we will continue to get berries. But with the excitement of them being brand new, they are being picked as fast as they turn red, sometimes even pink. Behind me here, we have all of our peonies. In the month of May, we sold every single peony stem that we grew and cut, which was absolutely fantastic, but peony season came and left in a flash. I think our season was maybe 3 weeks long. Everything bloomed. We sold them down at the stand, and then they were done with. The really important thing about your peonies are that you want to leave them as these big healthy green bushes for the rest of the growing season so they can continue to get sunlight, and the leaves will collect the sunlight, send all that energy down to the roots to continue growing the bare root to give you a stronger, more vigorous plant for next year. So even when you're cutting your peony flowers, you always want to be mindful to leave as much foliage on the plant as you possibly can. All right, next behind me we have all of our raspberry greens. I use this a lot in bouquet making, and they just smell really nice. They give a lot of texture, but they also produce beautiful, tasty fruit. The kids love these as well. We've already gotten several berries off of our plants. It is the very early days of June. Again, we grow a Joan J variety, so it's thornless, and they get several flushes of fruit throughout the season, and it just gets sweeter as the season goes on. I want to say we even get berries right after the last frost in the fall, or the first frost in the fall, and they are the sweetest. So we love our Joan J variety. Behind me here, we planted about 40 dahlia plants. These were generously gifted to me this year by a gardener who has been a family friend for a very, very long time. He loves growing dahlias, didn't have enough space in his garden, so asked if I would take them off his hands, which I gladly did. So I went ahead and inserted these T-posts along both sides of the dahlia row, and then as the dahlias grow taller, we will take some baling twine in between them to give them some additional support. You can see how we do that with our raspberries here too. I just kind of zigzag them inside the plant because those plants get bushy, they topple into the aisles, and then it's just really hard to harvest much of anything. I also went ahead and direct sowed all the rest of that row in flax, feverfew, baby's breath, celosia, just some good fillers, and used up some extra seed packets that I had. All right, behind me here from the camera, it looks like we have 3 empty rows, but actually a lot of things are germinating right now. We were off to a hard start with direct sown seeds this year. I think we replanted our zinnias and cosmos 3 times before things started to take off. So like I said, it's the very beginning of June. We still have plenty of time for things to flower, but we do have a little bit of lapse in flowers right now, which it's hard to be patient, but that's just Mother Nature at times. I'm not sure if it was the compost we use. It's the same compost we bring in every year. However, we don't usually do a lot of direct sowing. We will transplant things into it. So maybe it was the temperature or the composition of the compost. It could have also been too much rain, too little rain. I'm not sure my irrigation was working up to par at the time. All sorts of different factors. But the important thing now is that we have some celosia and zinnia coming up. You can see here our little baby celosia sprouts are germinating. Pause. This is one of the celosia that made it, and I pinched them, so I just let them grow several sets of leaves, and then I pinch it right out of the middle. Same with our dahlias. Do the same with our zinnias, and it just causes the plant to branch out and grow and produce even more blooms. You can see our zinnias are starting to sprout. So they're coming up. We just have to be patient. And last but not least, we have our pro-cut sunflowers behind me. We have 4 different varieties of pro-cut sunflowers. They are my favorite sunflowers to grow. However, they are all in different stages because we have had terrible luck with something coming through and eating them when they are about maybe 5 inches tall. So you can see we have this plant here. It's probably to my ribs. And then I went back and I replanted things everywhere that they were eaten previously, kind of to fill the gaps. This row, things have been staying out of, so they're coming up pretty good. So these are pro-cut sunflowers, and I cannot wait to have them. A few other exciting things that happened in the month of May was that we secured a flower cooler. That was part of my 2026 goals. I wanted to make enough money in 2025 to pay cash for a flower cooler, and we were able to do that with our peony sales already this year in 2025. So I feel really fortunate that we came across an awesome deal on Facebook Marketplace. My husband went and secured this big insulated box for me, so all I have to do now is to get my CoolBot and my AC unit. The other exciting thing that happened in the month of May is that we secured a date from a neighboring county to rent a no-till drill, a seeder. So we're super excited about that. We're gonna trial some pumpkins, both heirloom and traditional, all different sizes, sunflowers, maybe for a U-pick event, and some wildflowers and soybeans and stuff like that. So we got that date on the calendar. That will be happening this month here in June, and I cannot wait to show you what that looks like at the end of the month when we do our June flower farm tour. So thanks for staying with me and looking forward to seeing you next month. Bye.